today I'm going to be taking questions from the audience. I'm going to Revelation News video we're going to be taking a look at, and I'm going to give more evidence that I don't believe that Rev has this mental illness that he talks about. I just believe that Shanny just completely indoctrinated and completely destroyed this guy, and I believe that's the reason why he is the way he is. And like I said, nobody's got to agree with me. I don't force people to agree with me on my channel. What I do allow people to do is have their own opinions. You know what I mean? And if I disagree, I'll give a counter argument. But at the end of the day, you're allowed to believe what you want to believe on this channel. So, and we're gonna talk about that. So, if you got a question for me regarding Shanny and Rev, and I see the question, I'm gonna attempt to answer it. If you don't see me trying to answer your question, it's probably because we're gonna be taking a look at a video. So let me just say hello to a few people. Welcome. I am just me. Hold on. I just went away. Okay, hold on. Let me do that one again. Where is it? First, what's up? M Zunderhood. No, MZ understood 9585. That would be you. And then I'm just me 8353. How you doing? Blaster 864. How are you doing? Let me see. Kim Unearth. Better here than dealing with the childish moderators where okay, Maximum Slack. Then Blaster X84. How are you doing? Who else is here? Want to hear your name? This is the time to hear it. Maximum Black again. How you doing? G-Man, have you heard the song about you, the Eviction Saga on Worth on the internet channel? No, I haven't. But I have several songs that I'm going to be uploading to this channel in the future because I'm anticipating some things, and I'm so far ahead of the game. It's not even funny. So I got my stuff on waiting right now. Let me see something here. Let's see. Are you aware of Carrie hit? Huh? Are you aware of Carrie? How you doing, Mark R9S9C? Are you aware Carrie hit and run a child while drunk? Yet she is throwing shade at you for not calling CPS. No, I did not know that. Let me see. Let me see something here. ETH Watchman 111. Here's the thing about me and these statements regarding Carrie and this hit and run thingy. If you can give me some proof for that, that'd be great. All right. As I tried to explain to Hussey the other day, I don't believe everything I hear the first time. So if you got a little bit of proof for that, I'll take a look at it. Okay. So that's still beyond any amount of work. What? Okay. That's Kim on Earth. Let me get back to what I was going. And then Maximum Slack again. Search the official Eviction Saga Worst of the Internet. Listening to the song is about you and really good. Oh, okay. I'll take a look at it. I know that there's a song out there saying I need G-Man. I think that was kind of funny. I need G-Man. I need G-Man. I need someone in my life, and I don't know what to do. I think Lowe's Cows Productions made that one. But anyway, does anybody have any questions for me here tonight before we hit this video we're going to be taking a look at? Regarding Shanny and Rev, you can ask me anything that you want, and I'll answer it to the best of my ability. You can even bring up the stuff about if I did enough. You can do that if you want. But if you don't have any questions, I'm going to get to the video that we're going to take a look at. Hopefully, it'll be a chill stream, and I don't have to worry about people coming over trying to cause trouble or nothing like that. But I mean, if they do, I'm a big boy. I can handle it myself. Okay, David Anthony is live right now playing blame G-Man for not calling CPS. So yeah, I'm noticing that that's a regular theme on here now. I guess people need something to talk about on here, I guess. Too Shanny for years trying to get it, and they knew how the kids live, whatever. Okay, so Mark R9S9C says, G-Man, you're a decent human. Ignore the hate. Honestly and truthfully, I know that Hussey is live right now, but I haven't really watched much. I watched maybe a minute of it. He's reviewing the same, I think he's reviewing the same video where I was reviewing them, I think that's what he's doing over there, and he has a guest over there. But for the most part, I'm not really paying attention to Hussey. I already know what Hussey's all about. I've been warned about him, and I know what he's about. He is just trying to come up with new content for his channel because he ain't got nothing else to talk about. Kim on Earth says she was a drinker when she was very young. No. I am aware that she was an alcoholic at one point. I'm definitely aware of that. From what I understand, she's sober now. Hey, G-Man, are you looking at buying? No, because I think that there's something going on between your uncle and Jason, and I don't think it's gonna ever go to me because I think Jason's gonna come into some money if he plays his cards right. He stays away from Shanny. G-Man, let's talk about you being in mental institutions. You are a Christian. You cannot lie. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Was CPS already involved with them when you met them? Yes. CPS was already involved with them because when they lived in Boulder, when they was in Boulder, Colorado, a bunch of people called CPS on them. Basically, I think what they're trying to ask me is why didn't I join the lynch mob after Shanny and Riv regarding the CPS thingy and whatnot? And I've already explained to many of them. I have different views about CPS and that whole issue and whatnot, and when they should be called and when they shouldn't be called. But I go into somebody's house and I see an empty refrigerator. I'm not calling CPS. If that was the case, I would be calling CPS every day. Let me see. And I mean on various different people that we actually know on YouTube. You know what I mean? So you'd be surprised. Let me see. Did you get the cream off your back yet, homie? Okay. Did you get the? I never had no cream on my back. Let me see. Two of them. But I don't like to talk about this though. I think the reason why that became a meme or a thing is because a lot of the people who make that comment are primarily LGBTQWXYZ MTV. You know what I mean? And a lot of them fantasize about heterosexual people. We know that from the prison system where they go out there and they try to invent these people, invent ABC 1, 2, 3 people. So I think that's why they tend to do that a lot. So if that ain't the case, I honestly don't know. I mean, I know some of these male YouTubers got a crush on me, so like I don't know. Two of them were not shown, and they weren't against G-Man at all. Are you considering it, G-Man? Thanks, but considering what? What D said on here? Hey, G-Man, are you looking at mine? Am I considering it? I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it, but at the same time, the last time I got involved with a house regarding those two, it didn't end well for me very well. So I don't know if I want to go through that nonsense again. Let me see. Let me see. You are right that Hussey doesn't have content and he needs new content. Yeah, exactly. That's why my name's showing up in the title of a lot of his videos. His little fake little temper tantrum and everything he had on his channel, which I thought was kind of funny. He was actually trying to talk himself into being mad at me while he was while he was talking to me. I guess he went into somebody's Discord and they got on his case. And I'm almost positive this is what happened. And they got on his case and said to him that you can't be nice to G-Man. You can't be nice to G-Man. And I already know who the characters would be who would say something like that. So nothing new under the sun over here. G-Man, I've not really watched you until recently, but I like you. Why are some people against you? Do you know? Some people are against me because, well, part of it is my former relationship with Shanny and Rev. And the other part of it is they don't like what I talk about on my G-Man channel, my Preaching to the Choir Ministries channel. I primarily make a lot of videos against atheism. And a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of the people that are coming after me are atheists and they haven't forgotten the past. So, you know, some of them are butthurt and they're just trying to throw things on me. Yeah, many creators here, they're not creative. Everybody just do live streams and they watch other people's stuff. That's not creativity. I have documentaries on my other channels. I have edited videos. I have a lot of good stuff on my other channel, especially in the early days when I first got on here. But the live streams have made people lazy in terms of using like actual creativity. You know, that's why I play that rap. I made that rap. AI didn't do none of that. I did that. So I'm proud of that. And I have a whole lot of them on here on YouTube. Not to mention, I don't think I want that house considering what Shanny actually did in there the last time she was there, sitting on her own blood. Nah, that's all right. I might get sick or something in there. I'm good. I wouldn't even stay at the curb of that house without hazmat suit. Basically. Clout chasing over hussies They gotta mention you, G. You own. Oh yeah, absolutely. As I mentioned in my other videos, uh, Hussey don't know how to debate, and he doesn't understand. He doesn't understand what he's dealing with when he's trying to debate me. And I'm not bragging. I'm not like some great debater or whatever. I'm just saying that um, I got some experience. I'm not some guy that just turned on my computer and just started doing this. I got a little bit of experience, and if he would have did his homework, he would have been more prepared. Yes, it's gross. I recently started watching Hussey. Liked him at first. Don't watch him now. After all this G-Man stuff, seems like a clout chaser. Well, I'll take it a step further. Not only is Hussey a clout chaser, but I got a positive claim that I want to make. I'm challenging if Hussey ever really cared about those kids at all. He said that when they were living inside of the house, he wasn't watching them. He wasn't covering them. He wasn't making videos about them when they were living inside of the house. That's when the kids were taken. Then all of this started in Boulder, Colorado, when people started seeing how Shanny and Red were behaving around their kids. I don't see him making any videos about that, like in the early days or whatever. This is my positive claim about Hussey. I don't think Hussey cares about those kids. I think Hussey cares about Hussey. There are people in this community that can prove that they care about those kids. Hussey ain't one of them. Hussey ain't one of them. And I'm not just saying that. I can prove it. I can go to his channel. We can look at everything he talked about. Go find something from when they lived inside my house. I'm not gonna find nothing. Yes, it's gross. And I recently started watching Hussey. Liked him at first. Don't watch him now after all this G-Man stuff. Seems like a cloud chaser. I want to say this. How many times have Hussey came on my channel? I've been on Hussey's channel at least 4 times now, I think. Hussey hasn't been on my channel once. So Hussey doesn't get another visit from me at all until he mans up, so to speak, and comes on this channel. He's got to put his panties to the side and actually come on this channel and actually have a chat with me on my platform. You know, he thinks everybody's just going to go on his channel. Everybody thinks I'm just going to keep going on their channels. No, it's payback time. It's time for some people to start coming on here. And that's how we're going to do it moving forward. Rehabilitation and getting his life together. If he stays away from Shanny, if he gets back involved with Shanny, we're going to be making funeral arrangements because I think the woman's going to go that far with him. He needs to get away from her and he needs to get his life together. And she needs to do the same thing for herself too. She needs to get herself together. The Buff Web says, let me interview you. All right, give me a YouTube channel link. Let me check you out via email, and I will let you know. The email address is faithfultogod@gmail. I'm sorry, faithfultogod, not man, @gmail.com. Faithful to God, not man, @gmail.com. And we'll talk. Everybody on here is cashing in on my name. That ain't nothing new. But I appreciate you letting me know that. But you'll notice a difference. There's no super chats down here. I'm doing this for nothing. You know, I mean, if people want to donate, you can donate. If you don't want to, guess what? I'm still gonna make my videos. I think Hussey has to kind of do this to people because he doesn't have a job. You know what I mean? So yeah, come and think about it. You know how he was trying to sit there and put and make me be like Shanny, saying that I'm similar to her and everything and whatnot. How come Hussey isn't working? He seems capable. He can hold a conversation. I'm sure he knows how to work a cash register. How you doing, Hussey? Hussey do not want this smoke. I keep telling him that. My view is a mix. Do I agree with every approach you took? No, but I do acknowledge how much you did try to help those boys and know they adored you and were thankful for you. I appreciate that, Kim Unearthed. G-Man, make everyone come to you. Exactly. That's what I'm going to start doing. Listen to me. I'm not afraid of them. I already showed them this multiple times. If Hussey wants me to come on his channel, you know what I mean? I've been there already. Now, Hussey's got to prove he's not a coward. Come on my platform. We'll see if he does it. And then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. You know, when you can't mute me every 2 seconds. from what I've seen of Hussey, he just parrots Carrie. I can't stand the loudness and constantly asking for money. I always like G-Man and I still do. Appreciate that, Mary. Mary. Okay. I can't say that. Do you think they'll be back soon? Yeah, probably in about a month. One of them will be on here. In about a month. Maybe before that. Carrie did not hit a child drunk, nor did she ever hit a kid liars. All right. So yeah, if that ever happened, I would want proof on that anyway. So just because they said it don't mean I believe it necessarily. And you got to be that way on social media, because if that'd be the case, then you'll be accepting everything that people say and then looking silly later on. I would have to see evidence for that. Jason doesn't want to help. He wants to use people. Yes and no. I believe that he wants help, but I think he also wants to use that he wants to use people, because for him to work, that's going to require a lot out of him. Don't believe what they're saying about Carrie. You know better than that, G-Man. It's a bunch of baloney. I got you. I got you, Holly Howard, 88. You don't hear me talking about it for a reason, because like I said, I need proof for something like that. Give me a second. Somebody's texting me. Give me a second here. Let's see. Oh boy, I can't read all this right now. Give me a second here. I gotta tell somebody I'm live. All right, I can't read all that right now. I apologize for the people that sent me these texts, but I can't read all that right now. That's a lot, man. That's a novel. Anyway, so let me see. I think Shanny should be held most responsible as a parent to those boys. Her, from what I understand, her children was taken from her multiple times. When she was with Doug, when she was with no. When she was with Doug and when she was with Jason. So yeah, she's not gonna be the parent of the year. You know what I mean? G-Man, you did more for those boys than anyone bashing you. God knows your heart. Well, let me say this too. The people that are coming after me and telling me, and I'm sorry, and is trying to profit off of me, stating that that I should have called CPS and I didn't do enough or whatever. You know what I mean? Those people are making themselves look bad right now by making that argument, because it's a silly argument that they're making. Because what it does is it illogically puts everybody else into the same category. It's just bad content that they're making. I think that Jason is fine. I think he has issues dealing with stress. You'd be surprised how he behaves when he's not around stress. And he has social skills, some social issues. He doesn't know how to talk to women. They don't know how to talk really to anybody, to be honest. I think he was isolated a lot when he was young. All right, let me see. Well, if you think about it, she's already being punished. She's being punished in the sense that her kids were taken away, and then number two, she doesn't have anywhere to go right now. Shanny has a choice. Shanny can change. I'm sorry, Shanny can acknowledge what she's done. She can change and have a relationship with them somewhere down the road, maybe 10 years down the road or something like that. Or she could continue to live the way she's living and continue to go down the bottomless pit of despair that she's already in. But she's got to make those decisions. A survivor of narcissistic abuse, Jason needs to be deprogrammed from the Minnesota Barracuda. Amen and amen. Let me put that on there. Amen and amen. You're right about that. And that's going to take a while. He needs to get around people who can think healthy, people who have self-esteem, and people who have confidence. And I think when he gets around that, he'll learn how to get that Shanny stuff out of him. Because this video that we're going to be looking at proves that Jason had an opinion that was different than Shanny's And it was all Shanny. Shanny cannot argue she had nothing to do with it. As a matter of fact, let's take a look at this video here real quick that I got here to show everybody what I'm talking about. This is when they first got to Boulder, Colorado. I know a lot of you heard this from other YouTube channels. Now it's my turn. You know what I mean? And I'm going to respond to what Jason was saying in this particular video on XX Archive when they got there, and he was living with the uncle, not me. And this is back in 2021, and you will see how he's talking and what his opinion is during this time to prove that Shanny was the one that changed his mind about a lot of stuff. And it's not a mental illness.
Hey guys, what's up? So hopefully this mic's gonna work okay. I think it's weird. Like I went back to my Beeson video where I was in the dark and I was smoking, and a cigarillo. I was smoking a cigarillo, and I was talking about 1984 and Hillary Clinton loving 1984 as a framework for the future of international government. Yeah, isn't that amazing, man? Like you're a real politician in this country, and
so he liked talking about politics. He had his opinion about politics. He leaned a certain way politically before he got involved with Shanny. In this video, he's with her, obviously, and he's living with the uncle. He leaned more toward the Republican side when he was alone. When he got involved with Shanny, started going more and more and more toward the Democratic side. Not to say that the Democrats are evil or anything like that. I'm just saying that he started leaning more in that direction. And then while doing that, his views about the world, about psychology, about his condition, all of that came from one person, and it was the one person that he spent all this time with, and that was Shanny.
You're telling us
the only thing that I truly believe, and I might catch some heat for this, but the only thing I truly believe that one of the few things that I think he was being authentic with what he believed regarding Shanny was his views on the kids. He told her from day one he didn't want to be a dad. So you got to put some of that on Shanny, because Shanny knew his views and his opinions about kids. And he said on multiple occasions he wished that it was just him and her.
International socialism is the way to go. Well, you need to leave the country. But I digress. I've been thinking, the Lord wants me to talk. He wants me to do what I used to do. I feel it.
What he used to do was talk about the Bible a little bit, and then talk about the conspiracy theories that we heard about before YouTube started taking all that stuff off of YouTube, like the Alex Jones stuff, for example. And I'm going to keep using this as an example, because if I start going into the other stuff, I don't know. Some people might get it, some people might not. There are a lot of people in this country that believes that 9/11 was an inside job, and Jason was one of them. Jason preached it like it was the gospel that 9/11 was an inside job. Okay. Because I live in New Jersey, particularly at Jersey City at that particular time, I got to see the towers come down, and people was arguing controlled demolition and all this other stuff. But this is the kind of thing that he was talking about on his channel before he got involved with Shanny. And remember, Shanny used to be his #1 content watcher, and she loved his stuff. Yeah, right.
Because the time is now, right now. And if you want to hear about a lot of
He's not acting manic. He's not acting like he's depressed. He's not acting like he's got any emotional issues. That only happens when he spends too much time reading the chat and spending too much time around Shanny and getting a lot of stress on him. And if he applies for Social Security or tries to get any benefits from anything like that, and they see something like this, they're going to instantly know that there's nothing wrong with him.
Stuff that I'm going to talk about. If this is going to be part 1 of, I don't know, it's like a Bill Cooper type series that I'm thinking I'm going to really try and condense.
Not taking a shower doesn't make you mentally ill. Smoking a lot of weed doesn't make you mentally ill. Going through withdrawal doesn't make you mentally ill. Having poor social skills doesn't make you mentally ill. Dressing up as a woman the way he did when he was in Boulder, Colorado, and doing the things that he was doing, and the things that he would be, that doesn't necessarily quote unquote make you mentally ill in of itself. You know what I mean? But that seems to be the only times we see him acting a certain way. It's when he's under a lot of stress.
Ends quickly. But it's going to be stream of consciousness, though, so it's not going to be scripted in any way. But I'm just going to talk to you on my porch here about them. Who's them? Well, it's pretty weird. Don't you think it's pretty weird in this country and the world, really, that we have these certain groups of people that meet in secret?
This is what Hussey don't know. When they got kicked out of this house, because Jason refused to get a job. And he had no clear-cut plan on what he was going to do when he was living in the uncle's house. The first time he lived there, that's the reason why he got kicked out of that house. And then obviously everybody knows about him living in my house. And then after that, they got put in that hotel, and then they got kicked out, and then they got evicted from the hotel. They made the news, and they went back to the uncle house. And then y'all know all of that stuff and whatnot. The first time he got kicked out of his house was primarily because him and his uncle couldn't get along, and he refused to get a job, which would be a regular theme with him. That is not that doesn't come from mental illness. That comes from laziness.
They'll say, "Oh, it's a good old boys club, right? It's a club. We just sit down and we talk about global politics and finance and various other world issues."
And if you listen to his politics right now, you can tell that he's still got a Republican mindset, but he's going into the Democratic like mindset, and you can tell Shanny is influencing it, right? But he doesn't know how to talk about those topics. Like if I went to a room where they leaned left, or where they was a Democrat or whatever, they would know how to talk about these topics, and they would be smooth. With him, he's all over the place. One minute he's talking about it, the next minute he's talking about, the super elite and everything.
And we make plans. Look up this search term, Club of Rome. Okay, look up the Club of Rome. And put in their PDF, because you're going to find, I'm sure you're going to find a document that you can read the whole thing. And they have a plan, and they've had this plan since the creation of that document and before, guaranteed. They've had this plan. This is the New World Order. This is what we're going to be talking about. Okay, and I'm going to try and just give it to you the best I understand it.
Now he's going back to the New World Order. First he started with the Republican side of things, and he started going to the Democratic things, and now he's talking about the New World Order. When he was a truther, he primarily stayed in the New World Order, and then he would talk about the Hegelian dialectic. If you don't know what that means, that's when you have two opposing sides going up against each other to bring everybody into the middle, so to speak. So he would talk about that a lot on his Revelation News YouTube channel before he got involved with Shanny. And obviously, I don't have to go into a lot of detail. A lot of you know where his politics went since he got involved with her, living with the uncle.
From, oh my goodness, it's 2021, right? Yeah. Since 2008. So count back from 2021, eight, minus 8 from 21. That's how many years I've been studying this. So I got a pretty
how many of you saw that video that Jason did where he was talking about when he worked for Burger King and he was only making minimum wage and everything and whatnot? He has strong, deep-rooted political opinions about minimum wage and about people who don't make that much money. All right. And if you listen to him during the during the not the lobster thingy, when he talked about welfare and all of that stuff in Boulder, Colorado, and then when he got the PA, you can tell You could tell Shanny like messed with his head a little bit and put some opinions in his head about some things about it or whatever. But he has strong opinions about that, and that has nothing to do with Shanny whatsoever. Like I said, the thing about him not wanting to be a dad, and then him having his opinions about like how much money you make per hour. That's him. That's who he is. That doesn't come from a mental illness. That comes from a deep-seated opinion he has of himself. Like I said, the best thing that he did was get rid of Shanny. Now he needs to get around strong people who can help him move in the right direction that he needs to go in. That ain't going to use him and manipulate him. Jules, who's actually going to give him real advice about what he needs to do with his life.
I think dot connectors, you know, that's oh my God, that's what I'll call the series. This is dot connecting part 1. Okay. And I don't know how many parts it'll be. I'll chop my head off. Anyway.
This would be the only
Club of Rome documents. Their plan is to break this entire planet into 10 regions. And the taxes from the 10 regions go directly to the United Nations. That is the future government.
So I got it. Somebody said something in the chat here that I want to respond to, because this is interesting, because there's some truth to this. Let me see something here. Let me show everybody what I just saw that I want to show. And if I don't see it, then I'll just read it off of my but it's in the chat here. Who made the comment though? How come I don't see it? Where is the... Okay, one of you put a comment. And this is G-Man, do you know? Okay, so that was I just ME88. Let me see something here. Where is it? Here we go. Let me put this one here so everybody can see it. G-Man, do you know that Jason has 96 claims of unclaimed money in PA in the thousands? I'll take it a step further. His dad, he's told me this himself. His dad has equity in some oil companies. He has money out there. He's just too lazy to go look into it. Just like he had savings bonds. It wasn't a lot, like maybe $400 or $500 or whatever. And he wouldn't even go to the bank and actually go see about getting them or whatever. You know what I mean? I've had them in my hands. I know what the heck he, you know, what he had when he was there, and he never took the time out to go do it. You know what I mean? I believe he has a lot of money that's out there, but he's just too lazy to go out there and do it. This is why I don't think he has a mental illness. I think the guy is just lazy. So anyway, let's get back to the video here. Matter of fact, you know what? No more video. Does anybody have any questions? Because I don't want this video to be too long. Jason thinks he deserves to be paid big money for anything he does. Yep, exactly. Jason thinks he deserves to be paid big money for anything he does, but has zero skills and zero talent. Exactly. That is probably the best comment I've seen on this. That this is true. This is 1,000,000,000% true. He doesn't believe in $10 an hour, $15 an hour. He doesn't even care about $20 an hour. You know what I mean? His mind is until recently, when he first got back to Colorado from Colorado to PA, he had that mindset that he had like all of this money, like almost $1 million in cash and assets or whatever. You know what I mean? That's where his mind is. He doesn't understand the person that's got to go out there and actually work for that money. The money that guy had in his stocks by the time Shanny came into his life, it would take most of us about 7 or 8 years to make. And Shanny just came in there and some people think but you know, that's where it all went. On weed, stuff they didn't need. I'm happy and grateful you stand your ground on Jesus. Amen and amen. Amen and amen. That's why when I was on Hussey's channel last time, Hussey started telling me that he didn't think I was a Christian. I tried to suggest it. For him saying that to me, If he takes the time, if he really wants to come after me, if he really wants some ammunition, type in XX0054 or G-Man. That's all he has to do. He'll never bring up that topic again. And just to give people a little bit of proof about who and what I'm all about, I know some of you don't want to hear this right now. I'll put this on for about 30 seconds or 20 seconds, just so that you can know who and what I am.
What is the difference between a child of God and a child of the devil? What is the difference between a child of God and a child of the devil? A child of God is concerned about doing his father's business. The father I was speaking about.
Yeah, so that was about 23 seconds. I was only supposed to say 20 seconds of that. But if you go on my other channel, that topic will never, ever, ever, ever come up again. I promise you. He goes on my other channel. He got to shut up with all that G-Man and the Christian stuff. That is for sure. That ain't gonna last long with somebody like me. You know what I mean? Because he'd be surprised some of the topics I get into. You know. But anyway, that's too much self-promotion. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat here. How many people have actually been saved when you went out on the street? I have no idea. But recently, I don't know how many of you remember the video I did with the Hebrew Israelites when I went to Irvington, New Jersey, and I ran them out of town. Like, you can actually see the video. I'm walking with them, and then I get to their cars, and there's like 10 of them there and everything. And they get in their cars and they all leave. It's hilarious. But one of them, the guy that I was talking to, the light-skinned tall one, he recently came to Christ. And if you go to Faithful to God's YouTube channel, you will see what I'm talking about. He recently came to Christ. So, like I said, when Hussey sits there and says I'm not a Christ, that goes in one ear and out the other one. That ain't gonna sink in my head. I don't need nobody's validation about whether or not I'm a Christian or not. He, on the other hand, has got an issue, because if he reads Romans chapter 1, starting at verse 18 to the end of the chapter, he can't talk to me. That's for sure. Oh, man. But anyway, so yeah, people like David Anthony isn't gonna like me, and people like Hussey ain't gonna like me. And there's gonna be some other people in here that don't like me. Like I said, it's all fine and well. You know what I mean? We have one thing in common. We believe that Shanny did some really messed up stuff, and she needs to be exposed. You know, and that's all I can say about that. But if he ever tries to make me a target, he ain't gonna last long. That's all I got to say. He won't last long. Number one, he'll be telling you guys he ain't no Christian by the time I'm done with him. You know. Let me see. I hope not. Elite Watchmen. They get him whatever in them. Okay. G-Man pays your grills. What's my channel link? Let me give it to you. Hold on a minute, and I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you in a minute. Oh, God. And there's a lot of videos made about me, so be prepared to see all of that stuff. And I mean a lot. Okay, hold on. Let me get this link. Oh, brother. Okay, I'm going to have to leave this to get to it then. No, I open up a new window. That's what I'll do. YouTube. And let's do this. All right, so I'm going to show everybody my channel here real quick. Hold on. First, let's do a quick screen share here real quick, so everybody can find it here. This is my YouTube channel here. My other YouTube channel. This is what I call my main account, which is shadow banned by YouTube. But this is my G-Man channel right here. If you click on this, you'll see my main account. And I'm going to show you in a minute. Okay. I have this rap on here you guys might like called Atheist Owned. Check that one out. But this is what I've been doing on here lately. Is this YouTuber called Deconstruction Zone that I've been going after. And I've been talking about him a lot. These are some of the videos that I've done lately on here. Let me do my popular ones. Let me show you those with the Hebrew Israelites mainly. My Atheist Owned video used to be my most popular one. Not no more, though. These are some of the videos that I've done with me dealing with the Black Hebrew Israelites. And I'm actually going to redo my G podcast, by the way, starting this spring. So if you're interested in,
so yeah, this is what we're up against coming up in our in the winter season. We're up against G-Man. G-Man taking on the atheists. I'm looking forward to it, actually, because it is on his other channel. This is this is just his stick it to Jason and Shanny kind of channel, and we will switch over to G-Man's channel as we follow all the other crazies.
a lot of videos, and I mean a lot of videos, and I mean a lot of videos that were made about me. So all right, appreciate it, Mark R9S 9S. I appreciate it.
Oh, appreciate it, Mom.
He's a 40-year-old man scared my blink. Get over it. Yeah. For the people that know me and have been watching me for the last 13 years here on YouTube, all of you know I ain't afraid of nobody. I ain't afraid of none of these YouTubers. Y'all should know that. Just after a while, it's like, how many different times am I going to go on one channel? Like, I'm here right now. If I put the link out there right now, is these people who think I'm afraid going to come in here? Absolutely not. I know it's a money grab. I ain't stupid. I see what's going on. Spread that word, G-Man. Faith in the Lord. Praise be. Praise God. But does anybody have any questions about my relationship with Jason or with Shanny? That's primarily why I started this.
Yeah, exactly. Stick to the topic.
Like I said, I try to be as authentic about my relationship with people here on the internet as possible without giving away my personal information.
Your personal information, everybody knows.
Okay, I did right up there. Okay. Gotcha. Did I give Shanny the chocolate? Yes or no? Absolutely not. And she will never get the chocolate. She will never, ever, 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 ever. She got to hug the chocolate, but she never got the kiss or to do anything else with the chocolate.
You got to hug the chocolate?
Yeah, I remember that when I talked about the peasants, and I was like, you ain't getting the chocolate. A lot of people go on the drunken peasants now. Drunken peasants ain't what it used to be. When I went on there, man, the amazing atheist was on there when I went on there, and they had Paul's Ego and some big names on there. But now I think the ego of the owner on there, if he would just swallow his pride, man, and bring back the amazing atheist, that channel would blow up real fast. Of course they want me back, but every time I go on there, you know what I mean? They're trying to bait me all the time. The last time I was on that show, they baited me on the whole baseball bat thingy. So the owner of the Drunken Peasants knows how to contact me. He has my Skype, he has my email, he has all of my information. If he really wants me on there, he knows how to contact me. G-Man, that was fake spaghetti you had too. It takes me hours to make spaghetti sauce. Well, she used ragu, if I'm not mistaken. So, talking about the spaghetti I had at Shanny house, right? That was ragu. Yeah, and that's the other thing. Toward the end, before they took the kids from them, they was getting donations they were getting these huge boxes of food, man. It wasn't like they wasn't getting food. They was getting like rice. But you had to cook this stuff. They was getting donations. They just didn't cook, which annoyed me. I used to get them the bag of milk, the powdered milk. I used to get them, and all they had to do is put water in it and mix it and use it. Because I was wasting my money getting the gallon milk because it'd be gone too fast.
G-Man starting to bore me.
Yeah, Shanny uses bottled and 10 sauces. You must be Italian, and if it takes you hours to make sauce, because they really know how to make spaghetti sauce. If that's what you're saying. No, Tommy did it once. He did it once, and Jason got mad and said, "Oh, go live with G-Man." And he found out that I was worse than his uncle because I wasn't trying to hear it. I'm eventually going to go on the Drunken Peasants. I don't have a problem with that because at least when I go on the Drunken Peasants, I know what to expect when I go on there. I'm not going to go on there for no serious conversation. I already know what it is when it's time to go on there. So my thing is this. Usually when I go on the channel, I have time. I have a lot of patience at that particular moment or whatever. And I kind of know what to expect if I'm going to go on somebody's channel. These days, I got to be a little bit careful. There are a lot of people that want off with the head. So I got to be careful.
Please, you're not that important. Listen to him.
And Jason heard a lot of tough love, and so did Shanny. And Shanny didn't like it one bit. You ain't my mama. You ain't my daddy. Originally when Shanny and Rev came in the house, they was only supposed to be there 3 months. That's how good of a manipulator Shanny was. They stayed there almost about a year and a half. Was I ever romantically interested? No, Shanny approached me. Shanny liked me for a long time. Because during the Great Debate days, I don't know. I think she liked how I handled myself on the net or whatever. I don't know. But she liked me. And you can go to XX Archive to see that for yourself. Not XX Archive, the Fundy Archive. Then you'll see what I mean. But and she was and even when she was married, she was flirting with me. So I'm all right. But she would call me her brother. Like I didn't know what the heck she was doing. But when she finally got single, like I said, I talked to Shanny on the phone, and I told Shanny that because I never seen her before. I only saw what I saw on YouTube. And I told Shanny, I even asked her, I said, how much do you weigh? She said, you're not supposed to ask a girl how much she weighs. And then I asked her, I said, how tall you are. I said, what did I say to her? I said, where do you work? Do you have a job? She said, no. And I said, you're going to have to get a job, and you got to move out of your mother's house. You know what I mean? And I guess she didn't like that because I certainly wasn't going to support somebody sitting on their butt all day. That's for sure. And she wanted me to come all the way to Duluth too. During that particular time with all the stuff that was going on, that wasn't going to happen. I was happy with the talking on YouTube and whatnot, but romantically interested in Shanny? No. Friends with Shanny? Yes, for a while, but romantically interested? No.
Can't fault him there.
Like maybe 3 people in the community, I think I was romantically interested, but it wasn't no Shanny. I can promise you that. All these carry Raul 2. Shabisky's challenge you to what? What's this? Shabisky's challenge you to who's Shabisky?
Good question.
I'm interested. Who's Shabisky? You know who I want to challenge me to a rap battle is Hussey. I would love that. I'll be all over that one. If he wants a back and forth, tell him to go make a rap about me. I'll absolutely humiliate that guy.
Oh, okay.
It's too easy. Everything is there for me to rap about. Let me see something here. Hold on. Let me see. Shabisky challenge you to a rap battle. Are you prepared? G-Man, are you single right now? I'd rather not talk about that. And the only reason I don't want to talk about that is because there are still some people in here who hate my guts that would, okay, let's say I say, yes, I'm single right now. Then they're going to start saying G-Man's LGBTWQSYZ and whatnot. If I say I'm not, then they're going to say that he's got a boyfriend or something. Some stupid mess and whatnot. So I just don't even want to be bothered and getting into that. Do you have any children? Again, the same thing with the am I single right now stuff. Fair enough, G-Man. I have a couple of questions. How much time has passed? Oh, here we go. This is a good one. I have a couple of questions. How much time has, let's see, how much time passed between the last time you saw the kids to when CPS took the kids? That's a good question. About 5 years, maybe, I think. Let's see, it's 2026. That would be 2021. No, between 3 and 5 years. Maybe 3 years, 3.5 years. Maybe 3.5 years. I haven't seen William and Zachary in a while. But I really hope Zachary's doing good, because I'm hearing a lot about Will. I'm hearing a lot about Zach. I hope he's doing good. Will you pay my bills, She-Man? Okay, let me see. And see, Jenny, he's in the hospital until Tuesday or Wednesday, then heads to Salvation Army shelter.
What?
This is good what Jason's going through, because it's going to force him to take care of business. Sometimes you got to hit rock bottom before things get better. This is really good what he's going through right now. And hopefully this will result in him actually accepting and finally having to get a job. Because if this doesn't, we're going to see him out in the street begging for money.
So that's within.
Of course, I wouldn't,
3 days.
If there's something I can do to help him, I would. When you last saw them, was there anything that caused you any concern with the kids? That's a good question. Let me think. Let's see something here. I wonder, was the kids there when they put the A on his head? I don't think they were. No. Oh, okay. So.
No, they weren't.
The last time I saw Will and Zach, I think. Oh, here's a funny story. But I think this is the last time I saw them now. Because when I'm going to tell some of you, it's going to gross you out in a minute. But it's going to make me sound like I'm contradicting myself a little bit with Shanny. But y'all remember that shirt that Jason had that had an avocado on it? And I think his hair was already cut. I think that was the last time I was over there when I saw William Zach, I think. I bought Jason a shirt that had an avocado on it when he was doing that whole Jason avocado thingy. That shirt that he was wearing, I bought him that shirt. I bought Shanny one of those sweatshirts that she constantly was wearing during her streams. I bought that for her. And I bought her some booty shorts. Y'all should have been there for that conversation. And then I bought I think I got Zachary William a couple of winter coats.
Oh, come on.
And then I got
all right. I see that you're all falling asleep just like I am. Okay, thank you, G-Man. Let's just leave it at that for now. Okay, we caught up on G-Man. We've got a lot of more. We are going to see a lot more of G-Man when it comes to his delusion. We're gonna tackle that head on coming up, but not right now. I think at this point we're just gonna leave it right there. Let G-Man sort of talk his way into the sunset, and I'm just gonna say thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Love you all. And I had a really slick, yeah, here's the deal. Thank you all for watching. I love you all, and stay notified.